Hi everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, how are you? I am full of energy and calm. Full of energy and calm. So I don't know where this will go. I'm having a feeling of what it's going to be. And so I'm just going to bring some notes that have been gathering for 2 or 3 days now. Notes that have come in at silly o'clock in the morning. I'm in the habit of sleeping with a notepad and a pen now because some of them are full of wisdom. And I suppose the essence of what I want to talk about today is actually shamanism, or what is becoming. Other definitions for shamanism. Shamanism has all sorts of rules and protocols, beliefs, even hierarchy around it. So I'm feeling into a don't go there energy. Okay. Oh, God. So before I started this reading, I asked for one card for the collective, and this is what came through. Okay. I might have to read this to you because I think this card has come in as a segue into the base chakra energy that's kicking around at the moment. And so some of my notes, bear with me. I'm going to jump all over the place today because what I'm seeing, let me just read this card. You see I'm jumping. Stay with me. Might take a rewatch, but apologies. Stand up for what you believe in regardless of the consequences. Speak your truth regardless of what others may think. Wow. This is literally in my notes. It's time to stand in your own power and shine for all the world to see. Years and years ago, when I was meditating and connecting in with the guides that I was working with then, I was talking into how uncomfortable it can be at work, being this, and I was asked, why do you turn your light down? And I said, to make other people feel comfortable. And then I was asked the same question again, and as my container for that truth was stripped away and stripped away, what was left was, I feel uncomfortable. That's the truth. It's nothing to do with other people feeling uncomfortable. It's to do with I feel uncomfortable and I'm avoiding. That was my truth. Okay. And so that is what's being stripped away at the moment. I think I'm really into some kind of collective nervousness here. And it's that, do you remember that mask card a couple of videos ago was reveal your truth? So where we lift the mask off, what is this? It's like literally this morning, when I was tuning in this morning and I was given snake energy. And when a snake sheds its skin underneath until the new skin hardens, it's extremely vulnerable. If anybody has watched the video I made with one of my clients yesterday, that was him shedding a skin and laying himself bare in front of an unknown audience. Shedding our skin, so that's allowing the base chakra to break up. It's literally, it's being shown to me as tectonic plates, base chakra, earth, We're in a new moon in Taurus, I believe, tomorrow. Taurus, Earth. And I've been aware for about, I don't know, 5 or 7 days that the base chakra in us is being rewired, reprogrammed, because there's all sorts of fear coming up. And what better time to question what values are held in our base chakra? What better time to shake that detritus loose and work with, you know, as Keith was saying yesterday, to just grab that angle poise lamp and shine the light into what's hidden in the base, what's hidden at the very bottom of us, the seat of us. And so one of my notes says, look at comforting behaviors. Well, I can't, because this is the way I've always done it. Okay, that's a comforting behavior. That's a behavior that will stop you growing. When we grow, we move through change. We don't like change. We don't like change because we've lived in a system that's told us what to think and do. So we don't really like change, or having to make our mind up about something, in essence. So look for those old patterns of behavior. I'm literally hearing these words. I'm afraid of opening my heart because when I've done it in the past, others have, and you can finish that sentence. We all know that story. So avoidance can't be the way through this. Avoidance cannot be the way through this. Learning to dance on a blade of energy that's oscillating somewhere between joy and panic. Joy and the unknown. Joy is the unknown. Question mark. Question mark. Can we sit with that question mark? Somewhere inside you always knows what to do. There isn't a question we can conceive of that we haven't brought the answer to. We have to work for it because the answer's within. So when we go externally for the answer, that's someone else's answer. And we're then defining ourselves by someone else's measure, judgment, values, personality, whatever. We have to go in. I bet you're sick of me saying that now, aren't you? I have to go in, the only way out is in. Shut up, Chrissy. So when we stand up for what we believe in, that looks very much like what Keith did yesterday. Watch yesterday's video. So he believes in a process that's stripping him bare. Is that not the very definition of fearless? What he discovered yesterday, fearless. Okay, so one of the notes I was woken up with, I'm having some weird dreams as well. Is anybody having like off the planet weird dreams? Bonkers. So this thought that I was shown the unfiltered self with those words, the unfiltered self. And when I tuned into just those 3 words, the unfiltered self, that could be my new I love you actually. The unfiltered self. Oh, tune into those words. Because what's happening in me is my body is laying down burdens. It's like every muscle in every ancestor that sits on my timelines has just gone into an out breath. It's the deepest feeling of let go. What if we're moving into a time of the unfiltered self? And my throat chakra's going crazy now. The unfiltered self stands up and speaks with dignity. It doesn't have to look like rioting in the streets. That's the old way. That way will happen, I've no doubt about it. Why? Because the base chakra is getting triggered. You know, it's reptilian brain base, tail, fight, flight, survive. There's not much room for pause and peace in there. It's react. It's very reactive. As the earth shifts, let's imagine the earth is the base chakra at the moment. As the earth shifts, can you be flexible and shift with it? Moving your feet from plate to plate to plate as it all turns to molten goo beneath you. It's reforming. We don't know what it's going to be yet. Can you be with something indefinable? So in the base is our need to control. That's part of our security. Everything that creates how you feel secure in the world is in your base chakra. It's all being rewired. I'm saying to almost every awake client, you need to do some base chakra work. It's really in the field at the moment. And as I sit here now, after grounding yesterday, after dancing, after drumming, after singing loudly, I'm back up here. I'm so high out. I feel actually quite dizzy. My feet are cold, which is, my body's warm, my feet are cold. That's my tell. I'm not grounded. So I'm going to have to be grounding every day, every day into, I don't know, what do we call it? Today's version of my new base chakra, today's version. And of course, as that changes, that will ripple all the way through the energetic system. We're being rewired because we're moving into this 2020 energy of balance. And I was having this conversation with someone the other day about the word shaman and what comes in with it when we say shaman. It's sometimes it's tantamount to saying religion, you know. It isn't a religion. Shamanism is about connectedness. Anybody who is connected to self, to spirit, soul, nature, cosmos, is a shaman. Because you're working in balance with all of those systems. You're connecting. And shamans indeed work with elements, the 6 directions, fire, smoke, drum, rattle, to balance energy. It's a balancing act. I'm seeing the Fool card. That's interesting. I'm seeing the Fool card. And I've got my notes here on the side of so excuse me, my eyes are just going to keep darting all over the place. Shamanism is having a genuine respect for the sacredness of metaphysical forces existing in all natural beings and objects, and the connection between the material world and the spiritual plane. For me, the connection between the material world and the spiritual plane is soul. Soul is bridge. That's the bridge. My train station. So I stand at the platform of the soul when I'm going out to work with non-material. We're all doing soul work because trauma disconnects us from the soul. Moral injury disconnects us from the soul. This January, I repointed my whole business at 2020 because I knew it was going to be significant. I never conceived this could happen, but I knew something big was coming in. So I pointed my whole business at 2020 and I let her speak to me. And I think the core energy that came through was balance. But what was given to me, because one of the questions I asked was, what do I do? Because I do honestly struggle to define what I do. I transcended the word counsellor years ago, but it's something others can relate to, and it's the door in, because that's the basis of what I do. But it's multi-dimensional, the work that I do. And I was given these 2 beautiful images. One was given to me by a teacher friend of mine, and the other came in through my higher self. And I was given 2 images, and one was of a 1950s horn-rimmed glasses switchboard operator. And that really works for me, because that's what I see I do. When I'm working with clients, I kind of run around in the void and I'm plugging or opening doors, finding connections for them to, I guess, reconnect with their holistic self, with their other selves. And I don't think too deeply about that, but I'm very aware that I'm finding connection points. And then I just kind of let go. I turn the lights on, or I open the doors, or I put the connection in. It's up to the client whether they go through or not. So I'm a switchboard operator, and I'm also a librarian, because a lot of the work I've done throughout my whole life, even unaware, has been with the Akash. So cleaning up Akashic records. So I'm a librarian. I polish the shelves. I make sure the books are in the right order. I like them. They're nice and easy. They're nice and easy. So did I complete that sentence? I'm going to assume I did. I might not have done. And then this lovely quote. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't you, so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. And that's from Richard L. Alaniz, A Shaman's Tale, Path to Spirit Consciousness. Maybe the journey isn't so much about becoming anything. Because we talk about when I get there, don't we? It'll be fine when it's just a constant train. How far do you want to go? And becoming anything. This is where the word shaman's coming in, because it's coming in as a becoming thing. We're already it. We're already it. Could we say that when we watch a little child play, it's connecting with nature, beasties, the wind, the sun, itself? Could we say that? Is that tenuous? Is that loose? Are children not little shamans? Don't know. So I don't believe it's about becoming anything. Yeah, you can go and study. I was lucky enough to go and study with an amazing, amazing shaman. I was blessed, totally blessed. But since then, I've found my own way. And to me, that's the essence of being connected to what I am. And I am earth, I am cosmos, I am stardust and dirt. So maybe it's about unbecoming everything that isn't you. Unbecoming. Unbecoming. To unbecome, you're going to have to sometimes appear unbecoming to others. See these little judgments we place on one another, on ourselves. Unbecoming. What is unbecoming behavior? Who decided that? And who deferred to it? Play with it, be unbecoming. That's what I would say. Unbecoming everything that isn't you, so you can be who you were meant to be in the first place. The unfiltered self. What if? Wouldn't that be amazing? To be able to walk the earth in your most essential form, from the essence of your being. No filtering. Oh God, the feeling of that's amazing. The unfiltered self becoming naked in a world that is shy of itself. Peaceful disobedience to a system that can't always meet my connectedness and abstract ways. Thank you, that's the sentence I didn't finish. See, I know what to do. Peaceful disobedience to a system that can't always meet my connectedness and abstract ways. Go back to the meditation I was talking about when my guide was stripping back the container, and the problem really was, I am uncomfortable. And the message that was sent to me was loud and clear. Chrissy, don't turn your light down. Turn it up, blind them. That was the message. said in a playful way, blind them. Because sometimes we need to be blinded, you know, just to knock us out of our way, just to point the mind in another direction, to interrupt. I sometimes do that with clients when the intellect comes in and takes over, when their essence is trying to come out and be heard and find its voice and find its poetry, and the mind comes in like a bully, and I just interrupt, shut it down, and then we go in and we stop and pause, and then the spirit can come up, the essence of what you are can come up. It's very shy. It needs a peaceful space. Dancing with waves of joy and unease in a state of curious surrender. That was another one of my thoughts. Dancing with waves of joy. Why do I say that? I say that because what I'm hearing a lot at the moment is, oh, I can't wait till this all goes back to normal. Sweetheart, never going to go back to normal. There's no going back. There's no going back. But watch out for this moment, because there's a gap, isn't there? There's a gap in information. Are we filling that gap with ghouls? Or are we looking into that gap going, oh, wow, anything could happen. I feel excited. I genuinely do feel excited, and I've no idea why. I just feel excited. I can feel the gestation of this, the potential of this, the pregnancy of this. I can feel it. And it feels amazing. But it's creating unease. And at the moment, because we're living in this moment-to-moment situation, can you be with that momentary unease? Can you tune into it and go, what is this? Show me. Do I want to be in this? Do I want to just bring love to it and move on? Very conscious. Instead of maybe another reaction, which is, this doesn't feel good, throw it away. So Taurus new moon tomorrow in the UK, other places today. Check out astrology. I'm not an astrologer. I just can feel in, and I can feel it. Taurus new moon. Move or be moved. Okay. So for me at the moment, there is a pull, this constant pull. Come out more, Chrissy. Do more, Chrissy. Come out more. Do more. And I am a shy mystic. I am a shy mystic. There's a lot of shy mystic in the system at the moment because we're being asked to take the mask off, aren't we? Move or be moved. So I'm in this client session, 15 minutes from the end, and client Keith, I can name him because we made a video together, says, how about I give you a gift? I want to repay the kindness or the gifts. I want to repay. So when you're ready, Chrissy, hit record. Boom, it was like that. Respond now. There's no way I'm saying no to recording part of a client session with permission to publish. Because that for other people is so comforting. So comforting. So Keith, on the eve of a Taurus new moon, you see somewhere inside we know, he won't know that, is doing what the Taurus new moon is going to inspire in us. Be naked in front of an audience you don't know. Move or be moved. Take the mask off. Show us your soul. Show us your soul. And it happened completely spontaneously. And it was amazing. It was an amazing, amazing experience. And some of the feedback I'm getting via personal messages is Amazing. So, yeah. Keith, you are a highly intuitive being. Yeah, I think I've done my notes. So I think the main ones are, if you need permission to be a shaman, give yourself permission. We're not talking about a higher spiritual authority here. We're talking about connectedness. If you can sit under a tree and feel your whole body relax, that's connectedness. If you can tune into something that doesn't quite make sense yet, but, ooh, I'm seeing this, I'm hearing this, ooh, I'm in this, that's connectedness to a non-physical reality. If you listen to your body, that's connectedness to body. So my feet are cold, I know I'm not grounded. It's connectedness to body. Okay, shaman. And the trick is to balance, to use all of those energies and to create balance in the world, because it's not about you. It is about you, but it's not about you. And both are true. I know. I know, sometimes I don't make sense to me, but I just dance with it. Yes, shaman. I'm scared of opening my heart. That's the other big one. Okay. Scared of opening my heart because when I've done that in the past, yada, yada, yada. Old as the hills. Old as the hills. That shit will not fly in 2020. That's the first sentence that energy gave me when I was rewiring my business. That shit will not fly. We cannot bring the past excuses and hope they will continue to keep us small and nobody will notice. Can't. We can, but it's going to be a really rough ride for you. Move or be moved. Bring yourself into balance. And when I say balance, I mean, who are you? Because who I see you are at work isn't you. It very rarely has been. Very rarely have I met a person who works the day job and is absolutely their authentic self. Very, very, very rare. No. I'll stop talking now. So I am loving your comments. Thank you. About the silent readings. So I'm going to keep those up for a wee while. I like to change things up, so we'll do them for a few days. So take a moment. I think it is these cards. These cards. Tune in. See if you can get to your base chakra. I can feel a lot of you in the belly. Move down through that into the base. Let's see if base chakra has a message for us.